In 2016, Taylor Swift vanished. Most people thought she was finished. They were wrong. From the shocking VMA stage to the fight to own her songs, Taylor didn't just beat the music industry, she took it over. Today, we're looking at the 3 moments that changed music history forever: the interruption, the disappearance, and the eras.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift versus Spotify tonight, her new album burning up the chart.
There we go again. Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift. All I've been hearing, Taylor Swift, and all these documentaries, videos, everything. Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift.
What do you do when the whole world turns their back on you? In 2016, Taylor Swift vanished. Most people thought she was finished. They were wrong. From the shocking VMA stage to the fight to own her songs, Taylor didn't just beat the music industry, she took it over. Today, we're looking at the 3 moments that changed music history forever: the interruption, the disappearance, and the eras.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift versus Spotify tonight, her new album burning up the chart.
There we go again. Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift. All I've been hearing, Taylor Swift, and all these documentaries, videos, everything. Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift.
And this evening, she's taking a stand now, pulling her music on Spotify off.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Is your life at all normal?
That's wild. On stage?
No, not at all. What's the most abnormal?
The most abnormal thing about my life is having sort of crowds form everywhere you go. And just everywhere.
The ultimate Swiftie documentary. Let's find out the truth about Taylor Swift. I hope the Swifties ain't lying to me. Let's see.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get done in a list view. Next,
Most stories about how pop stars become famous are the same: a special kid, a perfect voice, and one lucky moment that changed everything. Taylor Swift's story is different. It is not a story of luck, it is a story of hard work and focus. Taylor was born in 1989. Her dad worked with money, and her mum stayed home to raise Taylor and her younger brother. They lived a comfortable life in a nice neighborhood. The family lived on a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania, but growing up, Taylor wasn't dreaming about Christmas trees. She was dreaming about something much bigger. She loved musical theater. She didn't just like it, she loved it. She acted in plays and took singing and acting lessons in New York. She wanted to be a star on stage, but something changed. Around age 10, Taylor found country music. She listened to female singers like Shania Twain and Faith Hill. She loved the way these women told stories through songs. It made sense to her in a way other music didn't. She started writing songs. She didn't just play around, she was serious. She taught herself guitar. She wrote every single day. By the time she was 12, she had written many of her own songs. Here is where the story gets interesting.
That's impressive. By age 12, writing her own songs, it reminds me of myself. Like, I started writing music when I was around 10, 11, 12. And it was just such a fun thing to do. It's such a fun thing to do when you're young and passionate.
Most parents would have called this a hobby, but Taylor's mum saw something different. She saw how much Taylor wanted this, so she took it seriously. They started visiting Nashville, the home of country music. Taylor would walk into music offices and hand out her
Oh, country music originated from Nashville, Tennessee? Is that what they're saying here? I read some article that said Tennessee, Texas, and another state, they were like the free states that built up the country music scene, but Tennessee is like where it all started. Let me know if I'm wrong or right in the comments. Let me know.
tapes. She tried to get meetings. She was 12 years old. The answer was almost always no. But Taylor didn't quit. She didn't think she wasn't good enough. She just thought she needed to be different. She looked around and realized something important. Every other kid trying to make it was doing the same thing. They were singing other people's songs and trying to sound like famous.
Is she originally blonde? Is this like her natural hair? Is she a blonde?
Stars. She decided she would do something none of them were doing. She would write all of her own songs. At 13, she wrote a song she believed was great. She used it to show people what she could do. She kept pushing. At 14, her family made a big choice. They moved to Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. Her dad changed jobs. The whole move was for Taylor's career. Think about that. A 14-year-old girl was so talented and driven that her whole family moved their lives to give her a chance.
That's crazy. Your whole family decide to move because you're so talented. That's the ultimate support system. I'm telling you, that's crazy. That was a very, very, very key moment right there for who we know Taylor as today.
Didn't just get lucky, she made it happen through her own hard work. In Nashville, Taylor got meetings, but people kept saying the same thing. You are talented, but you are too young. Some big companies were interested, but then said no. But then came the meeting that changed everything. Scott Borchetta was starting his own small record company. He heard Taylor sing and knew right away she was special. He signed her to his new company, not the big, famous companies everyone else wanted to join. It was a risk for both of them, but Taylor Swift was never afraid of taking a chance. She was 15 years old when she signed. Taylor Swift's first album came out in October.
Here's the thing about being an artist that's trying to get discovered and a record label manager that's just starting off. It's kind of like perfect timing for both parts. Because as an artist, you just want to be heard, you just want to be seen. You're not thinking about the business aspect of anything. Like, you just want your music to be heard. You want people to recognize you for your talent. And then as a record manager, you're searching for talent. You're searching for probably the next big star, you know, but you have to invest so much money into that person when it comes for like studio time and music videos and shows. You have to invest money and you're not sure if you're going to make those profits back off that artist. So it's a risk, much more for the manager and much more a boost for the artist in the beginning.
October 2006. She was 16 years old. The music business thought it would do just okay, be popular on country radio for a short time and then disappear. That is what happened with most young country singers. Instead, something rare happened. The album started climbing the charts, slowly at first. Radio play was small because Taylor's sound was a little different, a little more pop style than usual country, a little younger, a little more real, but something was happening without people noticing. Teens were buying it. And not just country music fans, pop kids, girls from the suburbs, anyone who had ever felt left out in high school, because that is what Taylor Swift was writing about. Not sadness in the vague, deep way that most adult songwriters wrote about it. She was writing about,
I guess, so basically she kind of started a fusion of a type of music between pop and country music. It was something I guess people have not heard before, and that's why they gravitated to her. Both fans from the pop side of things, well, the younger fans from pop and the younger fans from country music gravitated towards her.
specific teen feelings. The boy in class who doesn't know you exist, the cheerleader who gets the guy, the feeling of standing outside looking in at the popular kids. She was sharing the private thoughts of a whole group of girls who had never heard their life stories in popular music. The song Tim McGraw, written when she was in 10th grade about the boy she liked before her family moved, became a real country hit. But the whole album told the story of who Taylor Swift was going to become. Every song was co-written by Taylor. Some were written only by her. She had written her way into a music career. By the time she was 18 and ready to release her second album, the industry wasn't expecting a small success anymore. Fearless came out in November 2008. It was a different kind of album, bigger, smoother, more sure of itself, and it had 2 songs that would change the path of popular music. Love Story told the Romeo and Juliet story again from the view of a girl who gets a happy ending. It was romantic and like a movie, and it became a huge success. Not just a country hit, but a real pop hit. You Belong With Me showed the feeling of being the girl who watches the boy she likes be with someone else. It was the perfect song for anyone who felt overlooked. The video for You Belong With Me, where Taylor played both the nice girl and the popular girlfriend, became one of the most watched videos of 2009. Fearless won a major award.
Wait. Things are moving a little too quick. So from she signing to the manager, recording her first album, Taylor Swift, and then Fearless after this, she was already like, the fame crept up on her from Taylor Swift to Fearless during that time. Is that what this? I'm suggesting. I'm assuming. That's quick. That's really quick. From 15 to 18. Well, 3 years. I guess that's decent. 3 years to become a superstar. Any one of you guys who were already Taylor Swift fans during that time, like 2009 when her second album Fearless came out? Anybody was fans? Comment below.
For Album of the Year, Taylor Swift became the youngest artist ever to win that award. She was 20 years old. But even in this big moment, the first problems were starting to show. Critics were mostly nice. You couldn't ignore the sales, but there was some doubt. Was she really writing all of this herself? Was she really as sweet as she seemed? And the first, quietest version of a complaint that would follow her for years began to show up. She keeps writing about the boys she used to date. It started as a whisper. It would become very loud.
EVE Online is a vast universe.
So I guess that's where the hate for Taylor Swift started, huh? It started with people speculating that she only write music about past relationships and breakups, so now they started to paint this image of her in their minds. Is that where it started? The hate for Taylor?
Let's talk about the relationships. If you want to understand Taylor Swift, you cannot skip this chapter. People and critics have spent years telling the same old story. Girl can't keep a boyfriend, writes songs about them, repeats. But that story is unfair. More importantly, it misses the best part. Taylor Swift turned her personal life into the most interesting story in modern pop music. Joe Jonas, 2008. Her first big public relationship was with Joe Jonas. At the time, he was one of the most famous teen stars in America. They dated for several months. When it ended, Taylor said on TV that Joe had broken up with her in a phone call that lasted about 27 seconds.
Damn. Hey Taylor. Hey babe. How you doing? I'm doing good. How about you? I'm doing good. I just called you to tell you that I'm breaking up with you. What? Yeah, we'll talk about it another time. Bye. 27 seconds is crazy.
Specific detail, 27 seconds, was powerful. It didn't sound like a bitter ex making things up. It sounded like someone who had counted. The public was mostly on Taylor's side. Joe felt that people were being too hard on him. He later said the experience was really tough. But Taylor learned something from this.
The Swifties came for him, the early Swifties.
Details make people believe you, and people who believe you will stand with you. Taylor Lautner, 2009. The short romance with movie star Taylor Lautner was pretty calm and ended on friendly terms. Taylor later wrote a song about
That guy from Twilight? Wait, Taylor Swift is in Twilight? No, she's not. So the whole time that boy acting in Twilight, he was trying to get Taylor and not really the girl. What's her name? I forgot. Bella. He didn't like Bella. He liked Taylor. He liked Taylor, not Bella.
him that said she was sorry for pushing away someone who really cared about her. This was important for a different reason. It was one of the first times Taylor showed she could write about her own mistakes instead of just blaming the other person. John Mayer, 2009 to 2010. This relationship is one of the harder chapters in Taylor.
Oh, that boy looked like a rock star. That boy looked like he do drugs. Heavy drugs. Heavy metal. I'm just saying that's the image, first impression I got. I'm not judging him, okay? I'm not judging him. I'm just saying.
Taylor's story to look at. John Mayer was about 13 years older than Taylor at the time. She was 19 or 20. He was 32.
What? I ain't gonna say nothing. Let's see what they gotta say.
The song Dear John is widely thought to be about this relationship. The singer talks about feeling tricked and made to feel small by an older man who should have known better. Mayer said publicly that the song made him feel really bad. But years later, as people started talking more about age gaps and power in the music industry, public opinion shifted to Taylor's side. The song is deep and complex. It doesn't just say she was a victim, it also admits she was young and didn't know better. It is angry.
That's a hot take, and I really don't want to touch on that because I'm not trying to, pick sides or anything like that. But here's my thing. I don't think anyone is to be blamed for this relationship being a 13-year gap. I don't think anyone should be blamed. I do believe that she being 19 was kind of like she did not have the experience or of certain things that if a 30-year-old would have or a 32-year-old would have, and the power dynamic obviously would be much more on his end for like a lot of stuff, and she probably would not have control. So just for that part, it all depends on how he treated her. Was he treating her good or was he treating her bad? Because if he was treating her bad, then you can say he took advantage of her or of the fact that she was way younger. But if he was not treating her bad and then the relationship ended, on bad terms, then we can't point hands and fingers on who is to blame for this relationship happening or falling out. When you're young, obviously, these are things you're not thinking about. When you're passionate about somebody, it does not really matter what age they are. If you genuinely love the person, you love the person, and that's it. Saying she's a victim she is a victim of the relationship. I don't know what happened, but if he treated her bad throughout that entire relationship, then I could say she was a victim, and mostly because of the age gap. Because as a 19-year-old, how you gonna defend yourself against somebody that's 30? except the only way is probably to break up the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that's a tough one. I could see why probably the media took it and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a tough situation.
Sad and very specific. Jake Gyllenhaal, 2010 to 2011. This is perhaps the most famous of Taylor's early relationships, mostly because of what happened 11 years after it ended. They dated briefly. Taylor was 20, Jake was 29. They split up after a few months. In 2012...
So here's another example. The same age gap thing. This time it's a 9-year. I wonder what the press was saying about that after. Let's see. Did he treat her good? Did he treat her bad?
A song called All Too Well came out. It was known as one of Taylor's best songs ever, a detailed, sad story of a breakup, talking about a scarf left at a sister's house and feeling thrown away. Fans believed it was about Jake, though no one confirmed it for a long time. Then, in 2021, Taylor released a new 10-minute version of the song, along with a short film. It broke records, and the internet, having 10 years of context, got very angry on her behalf. Jake's social media comments were flooded. He gave awkward interviews trying to handle it. He did not come out of that situation looking very good. Taylor had waited 11 years, re-recorded the album, and then told the full story. Smart, patient, exact. Harry Styles, 2012 to 2013. This was the peak of the celebrity news era. Harry Styles was in One Direction, and Taylor was the world's most famous young female artist. They were followed everywhere, every vacation, every dinner. When it ended, Taylor wrote some of her most clear and colourful songs about it. Songs like Style and Out of the Woods are thought to be about him.
Bangers. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Harry, for inspiring Taylor to produce my favorite song, write my favorite song, Style. Style is my favorite Taylor Swift song. So that's what made me want to listen to more of her song, Style.
Styles has always been very classy about it. He praises the songs and speaks nicely about Taylor. He has never said anything bad about her publicly.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance. That's how much I was paying, okay? I picked up the car a few months.
It's worth asking, was Taylor Swift really unlucky in love, or was something else happening? Here is a better way to look at it. Taylor Swift feels things deeply, processes them through writing, and happens to be amazing at it. She also dated people in her late teens and early 20s, an age when most people have several relationships. The difference between Taylor Swift and any other 22-year-old is that Taylor's...
Yeah, I mean, when you're 19, 18, 19, 20, 21, bro, that's the prime time to try to figure out what you like, you know what I'm saying? You can't, it's the prime time. It's prime time to explore, you know? You should not be receiving any type of hate or shame from people thinking that, you know, whatever they think. You should not. You should be experiencing life, experimenting life, making new friends, you know, going new places, trying new stuff, trying new foods. It's not just only relationships. It's all aspect of life. So leave y'all 20s. Leave y'all your teens, leave your teens. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever feel like, you know, the world is judging you. Who gives a fuck about people judging? Sorry for my language. When I was 19, 18, 20, 21, I was living my best life.
Diary contains Grammy-winning songs. The criticism that she dated too many people was unfair to women. Male artists were never treated the same way. Plenty of male rock and pop stars wrote almost entirely about relationships with women. Nobody counted their exes. Taylor later talked about this in interviews, calling it a double standard. Whether you think she changed the story on purpose or just grew up, the point she made about how the media treated her is hard to argue with.
I will never understand the media. I will never understand why people find it so fascinating to give their opinions and their thoughts on somebody else's lifestyle. Like, it makes no sense in my head. Like, personally, if I'm on a big stage, I would not give a fuck, a single fuck, about what anybody think about me or what I have to say. I really would not. I really, deep down, I don't know if it's because I'm an Aquarius. Like, I just really would not care what anybody else has to think about me. So I don't know. It's just pointless. Like, everybody should just live their life. It pissed me off.
September 13th, 2009, New York City. Taylor Swift, 19 years old, has just won the award for Best Female Video at the MTV Video Music Awards for You Belong With Me. She walks to the stage. She looks very moved. She starts her speech. Then, Kanye West, at that time one of the most famous and talked about people in music, walks on stage, takes the microphone out of her hand, and says something that shocked everyone. He mentions Beyoncé's Single Ladies video and says it was one of the best videos of all time, clearly saying that Taylor didn't deserve to win. He hands the microphone back to her. She stands there, quiet, as the crowd starts.
Bro, the level of disrespect that is, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do. Like, we're not living on Pluto or Saturn where we're aliens and we don't have feelings and we don't have emotions. We're living on Earth and we all bleed the same blood. We all feel pain, we all feel happiness, joy, all these types of emotions, right? What in your right mind would tell you this would be the perfect time to go tell somebody that they don't deserve an accolade, if I said that word right? Like, bro, I love Kanye music, but this right here, I have to say, that was very disrespectful. Very, very disrespectful.
Shouting in surprise and confusion. Beyoncé looked shocked. Later that night, when Beyoncé won Video of the Year, she called Taylor back to the stage to finish her speech, an act of true kindness that made people feel even worse for Taylor.
B, thank you for doing that. Kanye, now how do you feel? How do you feel? Because you try to, I don't know what you had against Taylor, but you try to make her feel small, and then the same person you try to make her feel small to comes back on the stage and gives her a chance to say her speech. That just make you look like a complete retard. I'm just saying.
What happened next was huge. Kanye West became very disliked right away. Famous people spoke out against him. The President of the United States, Barack Obama, was even caught on a hot microphone calling Kanye a foolish name. Taylor's response was to say very little. She appeared sad and polite. She didn't attack him. She didn't get angry in public. The result was that the whole country decided they wanted to protect her. For the next 6 years, no one was mean to Taylor Swift. That moment gave her a special kind of protection she didn't ask for, but definitely earned. But here is a hint for the future. Kanye West was not done with Taylor Swift, and the next time he challenged her, he would be much more ready.
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44. Nina just built an app.
So we can all build apps now?
So what is it with Kanye West not liking Taylor? Like, was there like anything before the MTV Awards that like made him feel some type of way towards her, or like what was the reason for him not liking her? Did they release an album the same day and she beat him on the charts? What happened? Because as a man, I don't see why you should be trying to like come for a female. It makes no sense to me. In my brain, that makes no sense. Like, trying to challenge a female for whatever reason makes no sense. Women, let women be women, especially on a grand stage like this. As an artist, You as a male artist to begin with should not even be looking to challenge a female artist in no shape, way, or form. Y'all two different genders.
The Red album, released in 2012, was the bridge. It was the moment when Taylor Swift stopped being a country star who sometimes did pop music and started being something bigger and harder to define. Red had electronic beats. It had big rock songs and quiet guitar songs. It had We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, the boldest breakup song she had written so far, and it had the original 8-minute version of All Too Well hidden in the tracklist like a special surprise. Critics didn't agree. Some felt she was leaving her country roots behind. Others saw that something really interesting was happening, that the writing on Red showed she was growing up faster than expected. Red sold over 1 million copies in its first week. It was her biggest opening week yet, but Red was just getting ready. In October 2014, Taylor Swift released 1989, named after her birth year, and told everyone she was no longer a country artist. She took the album off the country music charts. She had officially left country music. 1989 was bright, big, 1980s style pop, keyboards, beats, huge choruses, songs that felt like they were made to fill stadiums. It was also maybe the best made pop album of the 2000s. The songs were perfect.
You know what? Hot take. I do feel like 1989, it's a very close call from what I've listened to so far. It's a very close call. I will say there's much more between 1989 and Teenage Dream, sorry. These are the two albums that are like the highlight of pop between female artists. I'm not even going to try to compare the two projects, but these are the two albums I feel like really and truly of all time, not all time, but like for that time frame between 2008 to 2012, 13, 14, these were the two biggest albums when it comes for really pop female artists, guarantee. It blows my mind how good that album was. 1989, I think that's still probably like my favorite from what I've listened to so far. But yeah.
Shake It Off was pure energy wrapped in a 3-minute pop song. Style was cool and felt like a movie in a way Taylor hadn't been before. Bad Blood, Wildest Dreams, Clean, the album had no bad songs. 1989 won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year. Taylor Swift became the first woman in history to win that award twice. Around this time, the squad era began. Taylor built a very public group of famous friends that included models, actresses, and musicians. The group appeared at her shows, on her social media, and at events.
I guess that was the turning point of her actually solidifying her position as a superstar. She was a star, a celebrity, but then after 1989, she became a superstar.
It was warm and fun, and it was also clearly a carefully planned image of friendship and girl power. And slowly, not all at once, people started asking questions. Was this all too perfect? Too controlled? Was the girl next door actually a smart business brand and was being real just an act? It was the start of a question that wouldn't be answered for years.
Why are you still using bots for your meetings? How else am I going to remember what happened? Just use granola. Okay, what's granola? With granola...
This is the chapter that explains everything that happened next. Listen closely because 2015 and 2016 changed Taylor Swift's story forever. It starts with Kanye West. In early 2016, Kanye put out a song called Famous. One line was about Taylor. It was inappropriate and rude. Most people agreed it was disrespectful, no matter whose side you were on. Kanye's team said they told Taylor about...
Before I even go into this, did they mend their friendship back after the MTV award? Were they friends to begin with? Because, I mean, if you cross me during the MTV awards, yes, I might forgive you, but I'm not going to deal with you. I'm not going, like, I don't know. That's probably just me. I forgive, but I don't forget. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yes, we're artists, yes, but I'm not going to work with you. I'm not going... So... did they like mend their friendship? What go on? Because I find it very petty to put somebody's name in a song that you disrespected live on stage. You got a whole lot of backlash about it, and then you still have the audacity to take that person's name and put it in a song again and even reach out to that person's team and ask them if it was okay. Let's see.
About the line, and she said it was okay. Taylor's team said no way. They said she was told about a different line, not the specific words that ended up in the song. The argument happened in front of everyone. Taylor gave a speech at the Grammys that seemed to answer Kanye. She talked about people trying to take credit for her success and told people to ignore the noise. Then Kim Kardashian stepped in. In July 2016, Kim posted a video of a phone call between Kanye and Taylor. It looked like Taylor was agreeing to the song and laughing about it. The internet went crazy. People posted snake emojis all over Taylor's pages. Taylor is over party was trending everywhere. Even people who didn't care before had an opinion. The news was very negative toward her. Taylor went quiet. She stopped posting online. She basically disappeared. But here is what people didn't know and wouldn't find out for years. The video Kim released was edited. It didn't show the whole talk. The specific bad word that upset Taylor wasn't in the part she heard. In 2020, the full call came out, and it showed Taylor was telling the truth, but by then, the hurt from 2016 was already part of her past that she turned into music. At the same time, Taylor had problems with two other famous people.
So they edited the video call. What? They use AI? Kanye West was the first person to use AI? I didn't know that.
She had an issue with Katy Perry starting around 2013 because of backup dancers. Taylor wrote Bad Blood about it. Katy gave interviews making it sound like Taylor was mean. They were unkind to each other for years before finally making up in 2019. Her breakup with DJ Calvin Harris was also messy. They dated for over a year. When it ended, they fought on Twitter. It came out that Taylor wrote a hit song for him using a fake name, which made things more confusing. Neither of them looked great in the end. Then there was Tom Hiddleston. 2 weeks after the breakup, Taylor was seen with the actor who plays Loki. They were taking pictures on the beach. It looked like it was planned. Their relationship was everywhere. They had a huge 4th of July party with so many stars it felt like a photo shoot. Tom wore an I Love TS shirt. They traveled the world and showed off their relationship for the cameras. Fans who usually believed Taylor's love life started to wonder, was it real? Was it for show? Did it matter? By the end of 2016, people's feelings about Taylor Swift had changed a lot. Many thought she was fake and playing games. The snake became her symbol. For the first time, Taylor...
Okay. I see. So I see where the snake vibe to the album Reputation, why the snake and all that stuff, where it came from. Okay.
Swift wasn't the hero. She was the bad guy. In January 2017, Taylor Swift deleted everything on her social media. No explanation, no goodbye post, just gone. For 6 months, almost no one saw her. No interviews, no shows, no posting. In a time when stars are always online, she just disappeared. The internet, which had spent 2016 saying her career was finished, filled the quiet with guesses. Some thought she was done, some thought she was hiding, some thought she was planning something. They were all kind of right. When Taylor Swift came back in August 2017, she did it in a huge way. She cleared her Instagram, put up a black screen, and then posted videos of a snake. The snake that people had used to make fun of her was now her symbol. The album Reputation, released in November 2017, was unlike any music she had made before. It was dark, guarded, upset, worried, and, in the second half, surprisingly sweet and romantic. The sound was heavier, the look was darker, and her attitude was bolder than ever before. Look What You Made Me Do was the first song. It talked about the old Taylor being gone. The video was a massive production, showing previous versions of Taylor being left behind by a new, cooler version. People had mixed feelings about it. Some liked that she knew what people were saying. Others found the story
That 6 months she went away, she was cooking. She was cooking. She was locked in. She was probably making videos. She probably had most of the songs written already. I think it was much more of the video production and so forth. That's why she disappeared.
She was telling frustrating, feeling like she wasn't admitting to her part in the drama. Reputation was not loved by every critic, but it sold. It sold a lot. The tour became one of the biggest tours in history at that time, and it also had a surprise. Hidden in the second half of the album, underneath the tough act, were some of the most honest love songs she had written in years. Songs about someone who made her feel safe for the first time. Songs about a private happiness she had never known before. That someone was Joe Alwyn. Joe Alwyn is a British actor. He is quiet and keeps to himself. He wasn't very famous when he started seeing Taylor Swift. By the time people found out they were together, which happened slowly as people noticed things rather than because of an announcement, they had already been a couple for a long time. For Taylor, this relationship was totally different from her past ones. They didn't walk red carpets together. They didn't post photos of each other online. They didn't go on trips where they knew they would be seen. They were just happy and quiet together for about 6 years. This changed Taylor's music in a big
6 years? Damn.
way. For old fans, it was a bit surprising. Lover, which came out in 2019, was bright and happy. It was a love album from someone who seemed to have finally found what she wanted. The songs felt cozy and new. She wasn't hiding as much. She was just happier. Then the world shut down and everything changed for everyone. In early 2020, Taylor stayed in a cottage with Joe Alwyn and a guitar. She started working online with Aaron Dessner from the band The National and with her friend Jack Antonoff. The music they made was quieter and slower than her old songs. In July 2020, without telling anyone beforehand, Taylor released Folklore. It came out at midnight with very little warning. Everyone loved the album. Reviews said it was amazing. It won the Grammy for Album of the Year. This made Taylor the first singer to win that award 3 times. About 5 months later, she released Evermore, which was just as good. The quiet years with Joe led to some of her best work. She had found happiness and kept it a secret. She turned those feelings into folk songs that sounded totally different from the pop star we knew in 2016. It was her biggest change yet. Then, in early 2023, the relationship ended quietly. People found out slowly, mostly because they stopped seeing them together. We still don't know exactly why they broke up, but fans quickly started looking through her old lyrics to find clues about why it ended. They found clues, or thought they did. The way fans dug into her life showed how much they care, even if it seemed a bit intense to some people. After 6 years of being happy and private, Taylor Swift was single again. But the story wasn't over. Taylor kept making music. In October 2022, she released Midnights,
October 2022, she released Midnights. Some of the songs were written for Vibe King. Anti-hero, Midnight Rain.
pop album about looking back on her life and thinking deep thoughts late at night. It went to #1 and won Album of the Year at the 2024 Grammys. She became the first artist to win that award 4 times. In April 2024, the Tortured...
She was the first to win it twice. Female artist. First female artist to win it 3 times. First female artist to win it four times. And she's going to be the first female artist to win it 5 times, because then you would have to catch up.
Poets Department came out. It was a double album about sad feelings and fame. Many people thought it was about her breakup with Alwyn. It broke streaming records and was the biggest selling album in the world for 2024. This part of the story might show Taylor Swift's business skill better than anything else she has ever done. In June 2019, Scott Borchetta, the man who started Big Machine Records, sold his company to Scooter Braun. Big Machine was the label that signed Taylor when she was 15 and released her first 6 albums. The sale included the original recordings of those 6 albums: Taylor Swift, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, and Reputation. This meant the music from the most important years of her life, work she poured herself into from age 15 to 28, was now owned by a man she said had treated her poorly for years. Taylor answered right away for everyone to see. She wrote a post online explaining the situation. She described her efforts to buy her music back and said Braun knew about the bad treatment she had faced. The letter went everywhere online. The reaction was huge. Musicians, fans, and music bosses took sides, leading to one of the biggest arguments in music history. It was messy. Borchetta's team said Taylor's story wasn't true and that she really did have a chance to buy her recordings. Braun's friends said she was being unfair and was making him look bad on purpose. But what Taylor did next was simple. She decided to record all 6 albums again. If she couldn't own the old ones, she would make new versions that she did own. She told her fans and partners to use those versions instead. She wanted streaming sites.
Bro, you know the amount of work she had to put into re-recording those songs again, bro? That's like half of her life being a musician worth of work she had to re-record. That's tremendous work ethic. Like, really and truly, she doubled her discography of music. I don't know how long it took her to write them back, but that's just insane.
Movies and TV shows to use the Taylor's version songs. Legally, it was a bold and new move. As a plan, it was smart. She released new versions of Fearless, Red, Speak Now, and 1989. Her fans treated every release like a huge party. Each new album went straight to #1. However, the project did not go all the way to the end. In May 2025, Swift said she finally got control of her old songs by buying them back from the company that had bought them from Braun. She called it her greatest dream come true, which ended the time of re-recording. She turned a loss into a 10-year mission. She turned a business argument into a story about artists owning their work. This mattered to people outside her fan group and got the music business talking about how artists and labels work together. She took charge of the situation, and she did it with the whole world watching. For most of her career, Taylor Swift was very quiet about voting and elections. In some ways, this was a choice made for practical reasons. She was a country music artist with fans from all different backgrounds and places. Taking a strong side risked losing a large part of her audience, but this also brought criticism, especially during the 2016 election, when her silence was seen by many as quietly supporting the way things were, or worse. In October 2018, everything changed. Taylor Swift posted a long message on Instagram supporting 2 candidates in Tennessee. She encouraged her followers to register to vote and explained why she could no longer stay quiet. The post got massive.
Now I see why a lot of people would have some type of hate for her during that time. You see, at that point in time, Taylor Swift's influence is so big. Here's what people are going to look at it as when it comes for politics. If she stays quiet, a lot of people are going to feel like she's fake and not expressing herself fully. Like, if you support somebody, we'd love to know who you support if we support you. You know what I'm saying? Kind of vibe. So, and then on the other side, it's like, if you support somebody but you have fans that don't support that person, it's like they go and watch you weird or feel weird towards you or your music. So it's a very tough place to be in as an artist on that platform when it comes to politics. Me personally, how would I deal with that situation if I was in Taylor's position? I would not care what people think as to who I support and who I don't support. At the end of the day, that's a total different aspect of my life. Politics has nothing to do with my art, with my craft. And I think that's probably would be my standpoint to the people listening, the masses. You see, it's not about being fake or being like a op or opposition. It's much more of what's better for the country, or what's better, what belief systems, or what do I support more. It's not I hate the opposition. It's a democratic state, which means the people have the right to vote for who ideas or so forth they believe in, what they support. So I don't think anybody should receive hate for who they support, what party they support. That's just so pointless. If my best friend is supporting red and I'm supporting blue, or my best friend is supporting blue and I'm supporting red, that should not alter our relationship. We just support different beliefs. We support different ideas. We support different takes on different things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see why politics should be... I don't see why politics divide us humans so much. I don't know.
Attention. Voter registration went up huge amounts, especially among young women, in the days following. The specific website she shared reported a massive jump in new sign-ups. The 2020 Netflix documentary, Miss Americana, showed how Taylor arrived at this decision. It showed conversations with her team, several of whom were clearly worried about the business risks, as Taylor argued that she could not keep pretending to have no opinions. The documentary also showed something more personal, Taylor discussing her struggles with body image and health for the first time publicly, describing the pressure she felt to look a certain way. Speaking out created its own debate. Some critics accused her of being fake, of creating a new image for her brand after years of avoiding the topic. Others argued she hadn't done enough. Some pointed out the timing. She started speaking up right when her main fans had grown old enough to agree agree with her views. Was it real? Was it planned? The honest answer is that it can be both. Most people's changes of heart are both real and convenient. Taylor Swift is not the only one to find her voice at a time when using it also happens to help her career. What is certain is that when she speaks about voting now, the results are real. Millions of people pay attention. She supported candidates for president in 2020, and in 2024, she shared a post supporting a candidate for president, driving over 400,000 visits to vote.org in just 24 hours.
That's power. That's influence. You don't do that overnight. Tell people to go and vote, and then 400,000 people show up to vote. That's wild.
Right after her breakup with Joe Alwyn, Taylor Swift briefly dated Matty Healy, the lead singer of the British band The 1975. The relationship, if it really was one, lasted only a few weeks, but the drama it caused showed something interesting about how Taylor Swift's fans act today. Over the years, Matty Healy had made several comments and done things that many of Taylor's fans found very upsetting. He had been on a podcast that made mean and hurtful jokes. He had also said things that fans felt were highly inappropriate. When the news broke that they were dating, a large part of the Swiftie fan base was very angry. They weren't just mad in general, they were upset for a specific reason. Taylor had spent years making it clear that she stands up for people who are treated badly. Dating someone who had said the things Healy said seemed to go completely against that. This moment was important for a specific reason. It showed that Taylor Swift's fans expected things from her that went beyond just her music. They felt they had an unspoken promise with her about her morals, and they felt that promise had been broken. The relationship ended quickly. Whether the fan pushback was a reason is unknown. Taylor has never directly talked about it, but the situation was a reminder that even the most loyal fans have limits. It also showed that the feeling of close friendship Taylor had built with her fans over the years comes with a catch. In the summer of 2023, Travis Kelce, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, three-time Super Bowl champion, one of the most decorated players in NFL history, mentioned on his podcast that he had tried to give Taylor Swift a friendship bracelet at one of her era's tour shows and hadn't been able to meet her. The internet noticed. Taylor Swift started attending Kansas City Chiefs games in September 2023. She sat in a suite with Travis Kelce's mother. The cameras found her, the broadcasts cut to her, and the NFL's television ratings, already strong, climbed notably higher in demographics that had previously shown less interest in professional football. The relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis...
That's crazy. One person being caught on camera improved the ratings of the entire organization. That's wild.
Kelce became almost immediately one of the most analyzed celebrity romances in recent American history. Some of the analysis was sensible. Two extremely successful, famously private in different ways, people finding genuine connection. Some of it was bizarre. Conspiracy theories that the relationship was staged by the NFL or the Democratic Party to influence voters. Yes, really. Some conservative commentators expressed
the things people will say, bro. Like, but then again, the media, that's how they make money, right? All the media companies, half of the times, I don't even think the news they put out is like, if you know about content creation, you will understand that you have to over exaggerate certain things to get people to click. You know what I'm saying? So the media runs with a story and then everybody else follows, and that's just how it goes. So you can't even blame the media. That's just one aspect of business to make money. You know what I'm saying?
genuine outrage, not about Taylor specifically, but about the cultural leverage she seemed to represent. The Super Bowl in February 2024, in which the Kansas City Chiefs won and Travis Kelce celebrated with Taylor Swift on the field, was one of the most watched television events in American history. She was not performing, she was a spectator, and her presence alone contributed to a cultural conversation about the game that extended far beyond sports media. Taylor Swift is, at this point, something genuinely unusual. A person whose mere presence at an event changes the nature of the event. She is not just a part of pop culture, she has become, as the headline of one major profile put it, the weather. She is the condition that everything else responds to. As of 2026, Swift and Kelce remain together and announced their engagement in August 2025. The Eras Tour started in March 2023 and ended in December 2024. It made more money than any other concert tour in history. It passed Elton John's Big Farewell Tour. It passed the Rolling Stones. It passed U2's Famous Tour, which had held the top spot for years. It brought in over $2 billion from 149 shows. Think about that again. Over $2 billion from just one concert tour. The money it made went way beyond just ticket sales. Cities that hosted the shows saw a huge jump in hotel and travel business. Experts said it brought in as much money as massive sports games. In some cities, local leaders held news events just to talk about how much business a single Taylor Swift weekend brought to their town. Sweden even reported that her shows gave a big boost to their entire country's money that season. Money experts create
a show boosting an entire country GDP or money, whatever they say. That's wild. That's wild. That's wild.
A new phrase for this, the Taylor Swift effect. The tour was also an amazing piece of art. The show was about 3.5 hours long and played almost all of her music. It was a fun...
The Taylor Swift effect is a real thing. I've experienced it myself on this channel. I love you, Swifties.
Trip through her past with outfit changes, big, beautiful stages, and special surprise songs each night that fans tried to guess. Her concert movie came out in October 2023, and she did things differently. She made a deal right with AMC movie theaters. This was rare. It left the big movie studios out of the deal completely and let her keep a much bigger share of the money. It became one of the biggest money-making concert movies ever. She didn't just go on tour, she owned the tour. She owned the art. She owned the business. She owned the success. To tell the whole story of Taylor Swift, we need to look at the areas where people disagree with her, not just her big wins. Private jet travel. People have pointed out how much Taylor uses her private jet. Experts say her flights create way more pollution than a normal person does in years. Taylor's...
What? Oh, so flying my private jet is a problem now for people. What? Bro, you know the amount of airplanes and jets and rockets and all this bullshit that's flying? My plane, my little jet is polluting the environment. People are ridiculous, bro.
Team has defended her, saying she buys carbon credits to make up for it, and that she isn't always the one flying on her plane. Still, people keep talking about it, especially with all her travel for her big global tour in 2024 and 2025. It makes people wonder if her actions match her public image. The underdog story. One big talking point is that Taylor often acts like the underdog, even though she has a lot of power. She has more money, influence, and reach than almost anyone she disagrees with.
It's not acting like the underdog. It's much more of when you're a person in position of power, you learn that with great power comes great responsibility. And oftentimes, every single thing you say with emotions, people take it and they run with it to the extent. So it's better to receive and say less. So if somebody is not talking too much about a situation, it's not that they don't want to talk to it or they're being fake, or it's much more of them knowing that anything they say, people is going to take it and run with it, whether it's good or bad. So they rather not speak on it. So I don't know.
Making it look like Taylor is fighting big, bad forces makes for a great story, but it leaves out the fact that she is one of the most powerful people in the music business. Public disagreements. People have noticed a pattern when Taylor has public drama. When an issue comes up, Taylor's team quickly shares her side of the story to make her look good. Then, the other person has a hard time defending themselves. People debate if this is a planned trick or if she is just better at handling the media than others. The Ticketmaster trouble. Buying tickets for the Eras tour in late 2022 was a huge mess. The website crashed because too many people wanted tickets. Millions of fans waited in line online for hours and left with nothing. And the regular sale was called off. The government even had meetings about how Ticketmaster runs its business, and Taylor's name was brought up a lot. Some felt Taylor's apology was kind, but others felt it wasn't enough since she chose to work with the company. Intense fan culture. The extreme dedication of her fans makes people ask questions about how healthy it is. Taylor has made fans feel very close to her through hidden clues and talking to them online. But some experts think this might not be good for people's well-being on such a massive scale. Some fans think everything she says is a direct message to them. They become deeply attached and can act very mean online to anyone who they think doesn't like her. Speaking up for women. Taylor's choice to speak up for women's rights has been praised, but also questioned. Fans say she has truly grown. Doubters point out that she started speaking out mostly when it became popular and profitable to do so. They also say she tends to talk about these issues mostly when it helps her own public image. These points don't take away from her amazing success, but they do add layers to her story, which is important if we want to look at the whole picture.
I mean, at the day, even if she only chooses to speak because it benefits her, then so be it. I mean, when you're that successful, you don't really need anyone's approval to talk. You don't need to address every single thing that's brought to your attention. You get to choose and pick. You understand? So even if she did that because it was going to benefit her, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so be it. She is already wildly successful. It don't really matter at that point whether she chooses to speak or not.
Why does Taylor Swift connect with so many people? Not just with making money, that is explained by her great songs, smart marketing, and loyal fans. But why does she connect so deeply in this way for this many people? The answer, I think, comes down to a few connected ideas. A broken heart as a common language. Taylor Swift has always written about exact moments, but she writes about things everyone understands. The boy who doesn't see you, the relationship that ended too soon, the friend who let you down, the feeling of being ignored. These are not rare events. They are the most common human moments. She just describes them so clearly and with so much feeling that it makes people feel, for the first time, like someone truly understands what they went through. The art of changing her style. Every stage of Taylor Swift's career looks, sounds, and feels different. This does a few things. It keeps long longtime fans interested. There is always something new to find, always a new look to enjoy. It gives new fans different ways to start listening, and it shows over and over that she is not stuck in one place. She is growing and changing, which matches the feeling of growing up that many of her younger fans are going through when they first find her music, using her feelings to connect. This is maybe her trickiest and most debated skill. Taylor Swift is someone who has chosen, both on purpose and from the heart, to work through her hardest times in public. The result is that her fans feel they know her, really know her, not just as a singer, but as a person. This builds an amazing amount of loyalty, but it also means she always needs to share her personal struggles, which makes people wonder how much of her openness is completely real and how much is carefully planned. The answer might be both at the same time, and even that might not be the whole story. Easter eggs and fan teamwork. Taylor Swift has put a lot of effort into building a fun community around her music. Hidden messages in announcements, planned hints in her videos, and lines in songs that link her albums together. All of it gives fans something to do. Being a fan is not just about listening, it is about searching, guessing, and connecting. It is a hobby with a lot of deep feeling. The science of fan loyalty. The reasons why people are so dedicated to her is a huge topic. Part of it is just finding a group of friends who share your interests. Part of it is the close, one-sided friendship that Taylor has built with her audience. And part of it is the time and effort spent. Fans who have spent years and a lot of money following her music feel like a piece of her story belongs to them. This makes them want to protect her and her story very strongly. In October 2023, Forbes named Taylor Swift a billionaire, the first time she reached that level. Her money does not come from just one place. It includes earnings from her songs, streaming, concerts, merchandise, and real estate. She owns many homes across the United States. It also comes from the huge business built around the Eras tour. She owns her music now. The re-recorded Taylor's versions, along with buying back her older music in 2025, means she owns the rights to her biggest albums. When those songs play in movies, ads, or on streaming apps, she gets paid. Right now, she is also one of the most powerful people in music because she can change the whole business. When she adds a song to her concert, its plays go way up. When she publicly supports another singer, that singer becomes much more popular. When she speaks out about unfair rules in the music business, top leaders actually hold big meetings to make changes. By 2026, her total wealth grew to about $1.6 billion, according to Forbes.
Taylor Swift need to comment on one of my videos. I'm just saying, let all the Swifties gather here and get this to 1 million views.
Forbes. Is she the most powerful woman in entertainment history? People often compare her to Oprah Winfrey. At her highest point, Oprah might have had more power over culture and everyday life. They also compare her to Madonna, who changed pop culture for a longer time, and Barbra Streisand, who broke sales records in ways people once thought were impossible for a woman. What makes Taylor Swift completely different is how she does it all at once. She makes great music, makes smart business choices, changes culture, earns huge amounts of money, and stays highly popular over a very long career, all happening right now at the exact same time. As of February 2026, Taylor Swift is planning to marry Travis Kelce. They shared the happy news in August 2025. Fans think she is already making new music after dropping her 12th album, The Life of a Showgirl, in October 2025. She recorded the album in Sweden with producers Max Martin and Shellback while traveling for the Eras tour. The new songs are all about being famous, putting on a big show, and growing as a person. The album sold over 4 million copies in its first week, the most of all time. It was also named the best-selling album in the world for 2025. This makes it her second year in a row at the top spot, right after the Tortured Poets Department in 2024. The album's second big song, Opalite, came out in January 2026. The Eras Tour traveled all over North America, Europe, and Asia. Even though the tour ended in 2024, people still talk about it all the time. She hasn't said anything about quitting or taking a break. Everything shows that she is writing a lot of great music and is very happy right now. Whatever she decides to do next, she is already hard at work. At the end, we come to the most important question. Taylor Swift will be 50 years old in 2039. If her past shows us anything, she will still be making music. She will have owned all of her music since 2025. She will likely have released many more albums that we cannot even imagine yet. She may have won more awards. She may have toured again. She may have surprised everyone. But when her story is finally told, when we look back at everything, what will it say? Will it say she was a great artist? Yes. Almost certainly, no matter how you feel about her, the best of her songwriting, All Too Well, The Archer, August, Lover, Long Live, and dozens more, is truly amazing by any standard. It connects with people the way the best popular music always does, by giving words to feelings that are hard to explain. Will it say she was a great business person? Without a doubt. Her choice to re-record her albums is one of the boldest and most successful business moves in music history. The way she brought the Eras Tour movie directly to fans, the amazing community she has built with her listeners. By any measure, she has been more successful than almost any artist in history. Will it say she was a complex person who held a lot of power while sometimes acting like she did not? Also, yes. The complaints are real and they are not going away. She has played the underdog in ways that deserve a closer look. She has made choices about her travel, her fan culture, and her public timing that people have fairly questioned. But here is the thing about legacies. They are not decided by what people thought while someone was at the center of the drama. They are decided by what lasts. And what will last, I believe, are the songs, not the drama, not the snake emojis, not the VMA moment, even though it will be a small detail, not the business disagreements, even though they changed the industry, the songs, because the songs are what she made when it was just her, a guitar, and a feeling so big she couldn't handle it alone. The songs are where the real Taylor Swift lives, behind all the marketing, the eras, the secret clues, and the carefully planned public faces. She started as a girl in Pennsylvania who felt deeply, who needed a place to put those feelings, who picked up a guitar and started writing because she had no other choice. She is now the most successful solo music artist in history, and the one thread connecting the girl on the Christmas tree farm to the woman selling out huge shows all over the world is that she never stopped writing. From an unpopular teenager to a worldwide star, from being pushed away by the public to being on top of the world. From a country sweetheart to a billionaire businesswoman. From the girl next door to a living legend. When the noise fades, and the noise always fades, what will remain is the music. And the music is amazing. Taylor Swift was born on December 13th, 1989, in West Reading, Pennsylvania. She is not done yet. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe for more.
There you have it, guys. Everything you need to know about Taylor Swift. That's crazy. I really enjoyed watching this. Shout out to the person that uploaded this video. I will leave the link to this video in the description. If you guys love this reaction to the Taylor Swift documentary, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the like button and subscribe. And then until next time, guys, peace.